Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Washington Nationals vs Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves vs Philadelphia Phillies, and Toronto Blue Jays vs New York Mets, which are happening on Friday, July 23, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. The Nationals' offense has been playing too well over the last few days to think that Baltimore will have any chance to keep it close. They've scored 7 runs or more in 4 of their last 6 games against pitching staffs much stronger than what Baltimore is going to show on Friday night. Between Soto and Turner, along with a host of other starters hitting over .300 in the last week, the offense will be leading the way. Baltimore has 2 stars on offense that Corbin will struggle with, but with Mullins and Mancini getting no help, the Baltimore lineup will be no issues for Corbin to navigate given his experience. Patrick Corbin is not having a good season. In his last start, he went 5.1 innings and gave up 10 hits, 4 walks, 6 earned runs, and struck out 3 in a loss against the San Diego Padres. Corbin has a record of 6-8 with a 5.66 ERA, 1.47 WHIP, and a 76/35 KBB ratio in 18 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .286 against Corbin. He has gone 6 innings or more 8 times. His ERA and WHIP are much worse than his average ERA and WHIP throughout his career. The Nationals' pitching staff has been average this season. As a team, they are in the middle of the league in ERA, hits allowed, runs allowed, strikeouts, WHIP, and batting average against. Giving up home runs have been an issue for the team. They are currently bottom 5 in home runs allowed in the league. There isn't much to be made of the Orioles this year as they continue to struggle. Besides an opening series sweep of Boston to kick-start the season, not much has gone right for the American League's worst team. They sit 26.5 games behind the Red Sox in the AL East and have really nothing but experience to play for over the next few weeks. They continue to be without Chris Davis, while the middle infield is lacking depth as Freddie Galvis and Richie Martin remain out. Add in Michael Franco's ankle injury, and the Orioles very quickly have a team that is going to struggle to compete on a nightly basis. The Orioles' offense isn't the worst in baseball but isn't too far off either. They rank 25th in runs per game and 23rd in home runs per game, while coming in the middle of the ground in batting average, 18th, and hits per game, 17th. The duo of Cedric Mullins and Trey Mancini has been one reason for the Orioles' slight offensive success this season. Mancini made heads turn at the home run derby, and his 16 bombs and 47 RBI are both team bests. For Mullins, it has been a year he's been waiting for since he was hyped up in the minor leagues. He leads the team with a .314 batting average, 113 hits, and a .378 OBP. Unfortunately for those two, there isn't much help besides them, which will be problematic on Friday night facing one of baseball's best defenses. According to MLB.com, Jorge Lopez will get the ball on the mound for the Orioles in the series opener. Lopez has one of the worst records in baseball, at 2-12, and his ERA sitting north of 6 helps to explain why. His 12 losses are tops in baseball, and he hasn't sniffed a win since June 6. Lopez though was decent in his only start against Washington on the season, going 5 innings and allowing only 2 runs, but still took the loss. With his confidence waning and the Nationals surging offensively, this isn't a great matchup for the Orioles staff. Our betting advice for that game is to pick Washington Nationals. Has been up and down with injuries taking key personnel out of both their rotation and their lineup. Losing Ronald Acuna Jr. is a blow that most teams can't replace as he is a 5-tool player that can impact the game in a myriad of ways. Fried has really sputtered on the road this season, and that's been a problem for the Braves, who are just 20-23 as the visiting team entering Thursday. Philadelphia has been very good at home on the year, and Wheeler has been tremendous at Citizens Bank Park over the course of his career. Getting over the .500 mark has been tough for an injury-riddled Braves team this season, but they will have a chance to do so this series after beating Philadelphia on Thursday. Freddie Freeman got the Braves off to a good start in the top of the first with an RBI single before Dansby Swanson provided the big blow on a grand slam 2 innings later, as the Phillies never seriously threatened a rally. Harley Morton turned in another strong effort with 6 innings of 2-run ball, allowing 4 runs and 4 hits, while striking out 8. Ozzie Albies went 3-5 with a double and 2 runs scored, while Freeman was on base 4 times. The disappointing Braves have been bad from a gambling perspective, as they are 40-54 against the spread and down a big amount on the money line after reaching the NLCS last year. Overs are 47-42 for the Braves, with 6 of their last 8 games going over the betting total. Despite being shorthanded for the vast majority of the season, the Braves have maintained a prolific offense with an average of 4.76 runs per game and a 0.747 team ops. Atlanta's pitching staff has fallen off with a 4.25 ERA to rank around the league average, including a mark of 4.58 from a shaky bullpen. Max Fried, who will get the start on Friday, is one of many Atlanta pitchers not performing up to their previous level, as he's 7-5 with a 4.25 ERA in 15 outings after finishing top 5 in Cy Young voting last year. The 27-year-old is coming off his best outing of the year last weekend against the Tampa Bay Rays, as he tossed 7 shutout innings allowing 4 hits and 1 walk, while striking out 7. After winning the NL MVP award last year, Freeman has continued to mash with a 0.900 ops, 22 homers and 56 RBI to lead Atlanta's offense. Philadelphia dropped both games on the road in their interleague set with the Yankees and hope to regroup at home here. The Phillies entered Thursday second in the NL East, 3.5 games behind the Mets for the division lead. In the NL wild card picture, the team was 7 games behind San Diego for the second wild card spot. On Wednesday, Philadelphia had only 4 hits in the game with no player having more than 1. Luke Williams drove in 2 runs, while Bryce Harper and Gene Segura each knocked in a run. Segura hit his 5th homer of the year in a losing effort. Spencer Howard didn't factor in the decision as he threw 3 scoreless innings, allowing 1 hit with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts before departing. Ranger Suarez, 4-3, took the loss as he allowed 1 run, none earned, on 1 hit with no walks or strikeouts in 1 inning of work. Zach Wheeler is on the hill for his 20th start of the season for the Phillies in this one. He comes in 7-5 with a 2.44 ERA, a 0.995 whip, 28 walks and 152 strikeouts over 125.2 innings of work on the year. Wheeler earned the win in his last start, which came at home against the Marlins Sunday. He threw 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 7 hits with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts in a 7-4 Phillies victory. Pitching at home this season, Wheeler is 4-2 with a 2.16 ERA, a 0.80 whip, 10 walks and 92 strikeouts over 75 innings in 11 starts. Wheeler makes his 20th career start against the Braves in this contest. He comes in 7-6 with a 3.38 ERA, a 1.316 whip, 44 walks and 112 strikeouts over 117 innings of work against them. Wheeler is 11-3 with a 2.52 ERA, a 0.937 whip, 34 walks and 153 strikeouts over 164.1 innings and 25 career starts at Citizens Bank Park. Our betting advice for that game is to pick Philadelphia Phillies. Matz has plenty of familiarity when it comes to pitching at Citi Field as he spent the first 6 years of his big league career pitching for the Mets. He has turned things around with Toronto after struggling to a 0-5 mark with a 9.68 ERA and a 1.696 whip over 30.2 innings. His 8 wins entering this one are the 3rd most he's had in a season with 2 months to go in the year. Megill has pitched fairly well at the major league level, though he has nothing to show for it at this stage of the season. Toronto has the ability to do damage with the power game as we've seen them launch balls into the seats at a solid rate. The Toronto Blue Jays enter this game in a bit of a slump as they have lost each of their last 2 games by at least 3 runs, including a 3-run home loss against the Boston Red Sox in their last game. In that game, Toronto's pitching was awful as it allowed 7 runs, while letting the opposition record 5 home runs. However, that terrible pitching performance was a bit surprising since the Blue Jays are allowing just 4.28 runs per game, which ranks 12th in the league. Now, the Blue Jays will be looking to get back on track with a road game up next on Friday. The Toronto Blue Jays will be going with Steven Matz as the starter for this game, which should make fans a bit excited due to his performances in 2021. So far this season, he has a 8.4 record along with a 4.43 ERA. In addition, he has a 3.70 ERA on the road as he has looked even better in opposing ballparks. Following the loss to Boston, Toronto manager Charlie Montoyo praised Buffalo for hosting the Blue Jays over the past year, since they will be returning to Canada on July 30th. New York took 2 of 3 on the road from the Reds as they prevailed in Wednesday's series finale to enter this series on a positive note. The Mets entered Thursday holding a 3.5-game edge over the Phillies in the race for the NL East lead. On Wednesday, New York got 2 hits each from Dominic Smith, run, 4 RBI, and Luis Guillorme, run, 2 RBI, to lead the way. Smith, his 11th homer of the year, a grand slam, Jonathan Villar, his 10th, and Guillorme, his first, each homered in the victory. Marcus Stroman, 7-8, was lights out on the mound in earning the win. He threw 8 scoreless frames, allowing 1 hit with 1 walk and 7 strikeouts, before turning it over to the bullpen. Only an Aristides Aquino single leading off the 3rd inning dented the hit column. Tyler Megill gets the ball for his 6th major league start of his career in this contest for the Mets. He comes in with no record with a 2.63 ERA, a 1.208 WHIP, 9 walks and 28 strikeouts over 24 innings of work this season. Megill didn't factor in the decision in his last start, which came Saturday on the road against the Pirates. He threw 6 innings, allowing no runs on 6 hits with no walks, and 2 strikeouts in a game the Mets went on to lose 9-7. Pitching at home this season, Megill has no record, a 2.77 ERA, a 1.231 WHIP, 7 walks and 18 strikeouts over 13 innings in 3 starts. In his 6th career major league start, Megill pitches against the Blue Jays for the first time. Megill is 0-0 with a 2.77 ERA, a 1.231 WHIP, 7 walks and 18 strikeouts over 13 innings in 3 career starts at Citi Field. He had no record with a 3.77 ERA, a 1.116 WHIP, 5 walks and 17 strikeouts over 14.1 innings in 3 starts with AAA Syracuse of the American Association. Prior to that, he was 2-1 with a 3.12 ERA, a 1.077 WHIP, 7 walks and 42 strikeouts over 26 innings in 5 starts with AA Binghamton of the Eastern League. Our betting advice for that game is to pick Toronto Blue Jays. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.